when we grow up in an environment which is common in the colonized world of conditional. So be a good girl and make mommy happy and go do this. Don't make daddy mad by doing that. So we have been groomed from literally the cradle onward that everything we do has an impact, control over our external circumstances. So we've learned to think that whatever I do and how I am in the world is the cause of what happens out there and happens to me. Disengaging from that assumption is a big job. And it's often a lonely job because the environment will continue to tell us, no. You made me angry. What I've gotten to the point of, in order to extricate myself from that, in my opinion, extremely unhealthy pattern, is to say, oh, excuse me, I distracted myself. Or, wow, I recognize I'm making myself really angry about this, right? Instead of, that makes me angry. She's making me happy. That I take 100% ownership of my experience of whatever's occurring around me or even within me. And that ownership is really liberation from being dependent on not only what's happening to me, but also what people say about me. Because when I have that independence, if I'm being attacked, recently the situation in the homeowner association, I'm acting in a way that I feel is appropriate to protect the elders in the community, and I am being attacked. How could I? How dare I? Who am I to question decisions of authority and all these things? When I know that my actions are being guided by my highest values, and that's where I'm taking my direction from, but even if not, I'm not even aware of that. When somebody is attacking me, I can know that they're doing that for their reasons. Now, I can use that information to double check myself, but I have come to the understanding that their experience is not at my cause. Their experience is based on their belief of the situation, just like my experience is based on my belief of the situation. So I come back to the cognitive behavioral model of something happens and we have a response to it. In our colonized world, we think that's it. It's causality. The lights go out and I get terrified. Well, I got terrified because the lights go out. Incorrect. There's a belief. There's a whole world between that event and my experience. And that belief system is literally what causes my response. So let's say the light goes out and I have always associated darkness with peace, with comfort, with love. The lights go out and I'm going to calm. Oh, now there's no stimulation with lights and sights and all these things. I'm going to have a very different experience than somebody who, when the lights went out, something bad happened to me, and I'm going to be terrified. Because if the lights go out, that my belief is that's dangerous, right? So breaking these experiences down, having that awareness, and I like to backtrack using our experience, and our experience is always both emotional and physical, right? I clench my hands, I relax, whatever it is, as well as the emotion. That's my tracking system. It's like, wow, my stomach is in a knot, my breathing is tight, and I'm feeling anxious. Why? Well, I got that email. Okay, so why? Because I got the email am I feeling this? Because I believe that I'm a bad person to have written the original email. Do I really believe that? No, I was doing what felt right to me because I'm being called to help these elders. No, I'm not a bad person. They are having a response to my email, but I feel fine about this. And so my response changes, right? So that's a very didactically broken down mechanism. That happens in a millisecond, right? So identifying those operating beliefs is really useful. And that's the homework that I would like to offer you. And is this deep practice, I'm going to say, not seated because it's neurology, right? Our neurology is changeable. Deep-seated patterning of believing that you're the person that's wrong because they did this. Or there's something wrong with you because they didn't want your skill set. Or you're at fault because whatever it is, right? And you're not at fault for that patterning. You were a child, a young person, whatever it was, with your family, with the church, with school, with whatever ideologies and practices were expressed with you. You came to have an understanding of how you need to be in the world in order to make sure you're safe and walk forward safely. And now you're at a point where you're saying, I don't want to do that anymore. That's not working for me. And you're pulling all that apart to understand it. And kudos to you. Honestly, kudos to you. Because most people walk around their lives pointing fingers.